guys, this is Pixel Dan coming to you from the Mattel showroom at the 2015 New York Toy Fair. And I am here with Eric Treadaway and Cornboy of Horsemen toy design. What's going on, guys?
Not much. How you doing, Dan?
I'm doing fantastic.
Not much. Just hanging out at Toy Fair, looking at some toys.
That's what we do at Toy Fair. We just hang out, we look at toys. Hey, and right now, we're looking at Masters of the Universe Classics. Woo! Did you like that little segue? It's pretty good, huh? It's pretty smooth. I've been doing this for a while. So I was hoping you guys could actually do a little walkthrough with us today, talk about some of the new Classics product.
Certainly try. I'm sure we'll screw up, but we can try.
Awesome. So it looks like, starting down here on the end, we got a few figures that have already been out. We got Lizard Man, Ninjor, Snake Armor He-Man, Battle Armor King Hiss. Amazing figures. I've actually gotten to take a look at those already. Oh, one thing I wanted to ask. Snake Armor He-Man, a lot of people are asking about a shield for him. Is that something that you think is a possibility down the line?
Well, you know, one thing that we're doing with Masters Classics, and I think people have noticed, is that we sometimes create weapons, accessories, artifacts for the characters that may not necessarily go with the characters, but may be used with other characters. So there's a possibility of that showing up somewhere else down the line.
That's awesome. Good news right there. I think that's kind of what a lot of people are hoping for, so that'd be very, very cool to see. So yeah, we got a couple other figures here we saw at Comic-Con. Huntara's looking pretty great. Ular, looks like they're a little bit closer to production at this point. Was there anything specific you guys wanted to talk about with those?
We're actually surprised that it looks like almost all of these are production. We were expecting to see a few prototypes when we got here, but apparently Mattel has really cranked up the speed on putting these things out. So
awesome.
Yeah, this is the first time we're seeing these things in production, so it's fun for us to actually come here and see, you know, kind of the opposite of the way people usually get to see it. So it's great.
Very, very cool. Well, let's go ahead and start with the new stuff then. The brand new stuff that we're seeing here at Toy Fair for the first time. And we will start right here with Queen Angela.
she's purty.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is a figure that fans have been anticipating for a really long time. And, you know, seeing her for the first time in production, it looks like things held up really well on her. That with that wingspan, she looks impressive, and she's an important character, so we're excited that she's finally making her appearance in the line.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And we were just noticing, too, beforehand, and we're pretty sure this is a production figure, but we were noticing, like, the loincloth piece, the way it's attached on this figure. It's a little different than we've seen on a lot of the female figures in the past.
Yeah, we're actually impressed with this. We didn't know if this was production or not, but now that we've checked, it looks like this is actually either... Yeah, it looks like it's glued into place into production, so it looks pretty good. We're pretty happy that they were actually able to do this.
Yeah, very cool.
That's a long time coming.
Yeah, it really is, right? I think a lot of fans will be very happy about that as well.
Wings are really nicely articulated. I'm really happy about that. They're nice and have really nice solid posability. They're not all floppy and everything, so pretty happy about that. Oh, and this is removable, so you don't have to have that on there if you don't want.
Headdress piece comes off very easily. Looks fine on the back when it's not on there. No big pins or anything like that.
Awesome. Very, very cool. Queen Angela, she's looking fantastic. I love that, too. Angelic, even. I like it. So I think next down the line here we have Blast Attack, which is another one of those crazy characters that I think a lot of people were even wondering if we'd get a character like this just because of his nature being...
Blast Attack, I mean, out of all the Masters of the Universe figures that have ever been done, was always one of my least favorite.
Yeah.
Not that I didn't like him, it was just one of my least favorite, other than Gwildor. But I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I mean, as a Masters of the Universe Classics, and I think this holds true for a lot of the new adventure stuff and a lot of the 2000X stuff. It really translates well to a Masters of the Universe Classics figure, and I'm really happy with the way this thing turned out. It's a great figure.
And I'm looking at this. This is really cool.
How cool is that?
This is, I mean, it's a nice soft rubber. It poses nicely when, you know, it has a nice weight to it. That's really cool.
I just thought it was really clever that you turned his old action feature pump thing into a weapon like that.
Those sort of little challenges are a lot of what, you know, from our end of things is what makes this, well, I mean, it's already fun, but it's what makes it even more fun.
Right.
Now, this is the first time we're handling this thing. Let me see this. Does this armor come off? Is it removable?
Oh, he's even got the little plug in his back, like where it would have plugged in on the...
I'm not sure if this armor is removable. On this, is it?
It doesn't look like it.
Hmm.
There's a scoop.
That's unusual because.
And look at this torso underneath. It's got a little bit of sculpting there, and it's red.
Sculpting underneath
It's
this part of it
actually-
too.
It's the Horde Trooper torso under there, because the Horde Trooper torso gives the shoulders a little extra width, and this guy always looked a little boxier, so we were able to utilize that to get the little bit of a different silhouette on this figure.
Oh, very cool. Very cool.
I was expecting this to be, I was expecting it to come apart because then it's somewhat mechanical and stuff underneath, so it still has that kind of robotic look to it. But
Yeah, but it doesn't look like there's no tabs or anything on there.
anything unless it's really well hidden. I don't know where it would be, but as it is, it looks spectacular. So
I think he turned out great.
And the plus side of that is the armor looks exactly the way we sculpted. There's no thick on the sides or any of that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's true. That's one thing that the tabs definitely eliminate is the bulkiness around the sides. Excellent. Well, he's looking very, very cool.
really happy with that one.
Very cool.
One thing that was nice here is we got to do a lot of new tooling. So the legs are completely new, and then torso, head, 2 new accessories. We're getting to the point in the line where these were brand new tooled figures in a line that pretty much is built on the idea of shared parts. I think we've been able to pull off these newly full tooled guys pretty decently so far.
Speaking
this
of
line.
almost fully newly tooled figures.
Yeah. Check out Multibot here.
I don't know if there's a shared part on this figure at all, except maybe if it's for like a shoulder disc or something like that. This is this figure was so complex when we were doing the prototype. We had trouble even getting it to stand up. It's just so many parts with, three sets of legs, 2 sets of arms, 2 torsos, 2 heads.
I cannot wait to tear this thing apart and put it together in all the crazy different configurations.
Right, so he's going to work just like Modulock, essentially, is what I'm thinking?
Yep.
So we can just mix and match all these parts. We can put the head on the butt. We can do whatever we want.
That's the idea. The head on the butt, and then he pops his head in here.
And you can also put Multibot's head on Modulock's butt if you'd like as well. So.
Whoa, that's an amazing action feature.
And I have to say, for the first time picking this figure up, like it feels really well put together. It's even though it pulls all apart, it's solid. It's got a nice weight to it.
And the colors look really great on it too. I just love his crazy color scheme. I've always thought that was so neat with him.
Yeah, it's such a wild combination of colors. It should not work, but it does. Yeah, this is a fun toy. This is a toy. This is definitely a toy.
This is one. It's good that it's in a box because that one has to come out of the package. You have to play with that one.
Well, and it's got that amazing box art. Looks like, is that some Nate Barch artwork right there, I assume?
Yes, it is.
Heavy. This is the real deal.
Oh, so this is coming home with me then. And that is awesome. Look at this artwork. So cool. Oh, it's Nate Barch and Axel Jimenez actually did this artwork. So awesome stuff. I love these packages on there. Great throwback to the vintage line too, which is very cool.
We always have Nate do like the package art on all the 4 Horsemen stuff too. He's a great dude and a great artist. Glad I got a chance to work on that.
It's great that they're utilizing fans that are professional artists to do this. So it's just the way this stuff should be done. This is a line for fans, and it's being done by fans. So it's labor of love for everybody.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely very, very cool. And man, that whole package, the figure, everything about Multibot is super exciting. More exciting stuff coming down. We're finally getting the end of the Snake Men here.
Or almost completely brand new tooling too.
So we got Squeeze here with his big giant arms. So are the arms bendy? Are they going to bend like the vintage figure?
Yep. Look at that.
Production, and I was playing with it earlier, and I'm really impressed with how much this thing bends.
And just feeling this is a very traditional, classic material they're using on this bendy. This is not that type of almost foamy feeling material that was on the spout tusk. So
this is going to be more like the King Hiss that we got, or even more close like the vintage Squeeze, and not
like the vintage Squeeze.
I'm like in today's toys, you almost never feel anything that's this thick and this solid that has this much bendability. They've really accomplished something here. It's really nice.
You know, CB said almost all new tooling. I'm looking at this figure. I think the only existing piece of tooling on this figure is the foot.
Really?
Out of this entire piece.
Everything else about him is brand new.
Maybe
What's
maybe the
underneath the
little
torso?
it's new.
That's
That's a
brand
full
new-
new torso, full new
Everything,
belly.
yep.
The crotch. The crotch and the hips. There you go.
crotch underneath.
The stuff that you don't see.
Yeah.
So
That's amazing.
yeah, I mean that's it, I mean it's amazing that this far in that we've just been allowed to go this far with a figure.
This too. I was not expecting this, but this head has plenty of movement too, even with that thing on there.
And actual articulation.
Swivels at the wrists and everything. Oh, that is nice.
Mattel really knocked it out of the park on
And the
this.
paint looks great on him too. I love like the two-tone like bright green that they got on his skin and everything.
This is one that I've been waiting on from the beginning of the line. From the beginning when we first started doing Masters of the Universe Classics, Squeeze was always one of my favorites. So I'm really happy and excited to get this guy.
Excellent. He looks fantastic. He turned out very, very cool. And we'll have a complete Snake Man collection now, which is always awesome.
Never thought you'd say that, right?
I know, right? That's crazy. All right, so moving down, we got the new Giants here. Do you guys do anything on the Giants themselves?
Other than love them, no.
Other than love them, yeah. So
Cuddle 'em and take 'em to bed.
Zodak and cut him and take him to bed. I like it. Zodak and Man at Arms are the next two. I actually wasn't expecting to see more Giants, so this was a bit of a surprise for me.
Zodak is awesome.
The Zodak in particular, I'm thrilled about that.
Yeah.
That is a cool looking figure.
They are very cool. They're a lot of fun. Cool. So are you gonna? Those are the. Yeah, I love the card backs on those. The only thing, and I always say it in all the videos, so this is total repetition for me. I really wish they would have done clamshells on these so that we could open them up and take the figures out and put them back in.
It's a painful choice. It really is.
Yeah.
And it's also painful to buy two.
Exactly.
So it is a
The
choice.
packages look so great, but you also kind of want to open it and play with the figure. But it's still great though. We're getting new ones, which is awesome. I didn't expect to see more.
We're getting them. I'm not going to complain.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. So moving on along here, the next set we saw these revealed at Comic-Con. These are, I believe, the traveling convention exclusive this year, which is the Hover Robots. Another set of characters that fans have wanted for a long time, and we're finally getting in the lineup here.
Oh, wait, this
Whoop,
one isn't
whoop,
tied
whoop.
down. Here's one that's loose.
He's a little loose. There we go.
Now, the last time we saw these were prototypes, and anytime you would touch them, they would fall apart. But these are like at least close to production. I think they're pretty much done, right?
They got like the lenticulars on the front there and
then
everything.
I don't know if you can see that with the camera, but the mouth here is lenticular motion. And not only that, it comes with different various hands that you can use, like the blade hands and the more clamping claw hands, and it comes with a lot of different battle damage stickers and stuff you can put on there too.
That is awesome. These look so great.
And a 3-pack so you can start to build your army.
Right? Yeah, and the customization on them is really cool too, because if you are going to build an army of these, you can add some variants in your display with all the stickers and all that stuff and make them look different from each other. So that's kind of cool.
And these are great too because much like Orko or with some of the beasts, it's another size and format of figure within the line, so it breaks up those overall silhouettes of the figures. And so I mean, having these little bitty robots in the line that you can float around your bigger guys, right? It makes it feel like such a full line. It's amazing.
Absolutely. Very cool. Very much looking forward to those. Moving on, we got a new Princess of Power person. This is one that I've been very excited to see for a long time, just because I've always thought she was so unique, which is Pika Blue.
Yeah, I mean, look at this thing.
Is she your favorite?
She's my very favorite. I would rather the feathers have been pink, but blue's good. No.
No,
I really like
I don't know if it's catching it, but we love the way that the paint turned out on this, with this kind of misting of a metallic green coming up into the blue. So it's really got that shimmery peacock feel to it.
That is really, I didn't even notice that before until you just pointed that out. That is really nice.
Maybe you'll see it a little more on the back there. Yeah. And the function works really nicely on it. So these fold up beautifully in the back. So you can go streamlined or full fan.
Is it removable from her back too, or is that meant to just? Oh, okay. There we go.
It is now.
It's removable now.
Yes, it looks like it is. It's definitely meant to pop in and out, so that very easily actually. But it's rock solid when it's in here, so
Awesome.
very nice.
Cool. And she's got the shield, and she's got like a fan accessory, it looks like.
Like a battle fan. Yeah. Now, that actually came from an idea from a friend of ours, Val Staples. We talked to him about it one time and about possible upcoming accessories, and he kind of suggested a war fan for her, just something that kind of reminds you of the opening up of the tail feathers, but it's still kind of a battle accessory. So.
Oh, no. Yeah, that's actually a really cool idea. Oh, look, ding. Look at you over here dropping things.
Yeah, you know, it happens to everybody. I tell you that. I mean, this one, amazing color scheme on this figure. And again, this is. We've actually had this conversation many times with Val about Masters of the Universe and Princess of Power. The color design on these figures has always been such an amazing thing. And this one, to me, is a perfect example. This is a color scheme that really probably should not work. Yeah. There's just so much going on. It's so bright. You know, done a different way, it could be very obnoxious, but it comes together. I mean, that is a killer-looking figure. Yeah. And
when we saw all the various pieces in Sherry's room kind of painted in a box, we're like, what is this going to be? And when it all got put together, it was like, wow, it actually looks really good.
That's awesome.
It's very much like the multi-bot, you know what I mean?
Right,
but
exactly.
Somebody who was doing this stuff, they really knew what they were doing with color. I mean, there's such iconic color schemes on a lot of these characters. So,
Absolutely.
So shout out to the old school.
There you go. Very cool. Awesome. All right, so one of the big announcements at Toy Fair here was that the 2000X mini sub is going through. So we're getting some more 2003 cartoon and toy line characters, and one of the ones we got here is Calyx, the guy that died right away in the cartoon.
Yeah. Which stinks because the big monstrous guys have always been all my favorites. So having this guy, and we get to make him a toy, now he lives on forever.
Exactly.
In plastic.
Tagline.
He doesn't die in my storyline, at least.
Canon,
No.
Right?
Nope.
And this, he's got this war club, but he's a Horde member. So this is CB's genius here.
Oh, look at that.
You also can take this, and it's his form of the stone crossbow. So he's in theme with the rest of the Horde members.
That's cool.
And you know, I have to say this for myself personally, from a sculpting standpoint, this 2002 stuff is so fun to work on because the shapes and sizes of these characters is in some cases so drastically different from what a typical Masters Universe Classics figure is. So the challenge of trying to recreate the look of the 2002 using existing body parts, it's so much fun to do because it's just, in a way, it's creating an optical illusion almost, right, and putting puzzle pieces together. And so just from a sculpting and design standpoint, this line has been, or subline, whatever, has been really fun to work on.
Yeah, and he just is such a great-looking character, too. He makes a good action figure, you know?
Well, when you see on the cartoon, he's just all different kinds of grays. Mm-hmm. Sherry discussed it with Eric when she was painting it, that the Horde symbol on his chest and his belt buckle, and even the marks on the shield and the battle axe, it kind of looked dead. So we kind of took it upon ourselves to kind of give it more of a sandstone and make that kind of stuff pop out, because the Horde symbol on everybody else is this bright red flashy color. So this is his version of that bright red flashy Horde symbol.
Nice. Very, very cool. All right, next one we got in the line here is a new Adventures character, and it's a female from the line, which is very cool. Right out of the cartoon series, we have Mara.
Look at Mara.
Mara. However you want to pronounce it.
All right. We'll say Mara.
Yeah, I mean, how exciting is that? Unless you don't like New Adventures.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is a cool looking figure. It's great because it's another New Adventures character, it's another female character, and it's a New Adventures cartoon character, and it's a prototype vintage character. So there's a lot of great aspects rolled into one. And I just noticed, as I have to point it out once again, take a look at that loincloth armor there.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
Front and back.
This this is really really nice looking here.
This is exactly what we've wanted to see with a lot of these females for quite some time.
I mean, I'm so happy to see this looks just like the prototype did. Really really cool accessories here. We did a little bit of a mix between the cartoon look and the prototype, trying to take the best parts of both and make it so fans of either form can get hopefully enough of what they're looking for. The very flexible ponytail here. Yeah. It's got a little spin there. I don't know what that does for you, but it's cool though. But it's nice. I mean, you can take this is soft enough that you can take this and kind of bring it around her arm, or you get it, and you could probably actually, I don't know how useful this would be in battle, but yeah, she can actually take that and wield her own hair as a weapon. But this again, we're seeing these in production the first time, and I have to say I could not be happier with the way this thing looks in production. Yeah. The face, the paint on it is gorgeous. The skin tone is beautiful on this one. So very cool. Another big shout out to design and engineering over at Mattel, because a lot of issues are being overcome here. So
very, very cool.
Fantastic.
And that's another example of the New Adventure stuff, or the 2000X stuff, just translating so well to Masters Classics. Even the She-Ra Princess of Power stuff, it all fits in together, even though they're from different eras. Mm-hmm. And I love that. They all go on my shelves, all together. I don't separate the factions.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. And they do. They all fit together so great. That's one of the best things about this line, is getting to see them all together in that same style and scale. Very cool. Evil Seed is another amazing one we've got here. Oh, what are we doing?
I was just wanting to see if this is bendy. It's not. It's like sculpted into shape, but this is really cool. It's like a little snake-like. Here, can you
like
see
a
that?
vine type weapon.
Snake-like vine weapon, yeah. Kind of wraps around his arm and he holds it out to attack people.
This is definitely an exciting announcement, because I think Evil Seed is one of those characters from the 2002 cartoon that a lot of people have really wanted to see as an action figure for a long time.
And just the character in general. I mean, he's had no representation. I know there's been a lot of discussion about, whether or not there could be a version of this figure that could be switched from vintage Evil Seed into 2000 Evil Seed. We looked at that. There was no way to do it and do both versions justice. And so, a vintage Evil Seed may be something that we look at in the future, but there was no way to do this figure right and have it, serve both purposes.
Or the vintage one.
They're so different looking. So different looking.
Yeah. So we wanted to do it upright. And again, this was one that we had some fun with, trying to figure out how to make this design work with the reused parts. Like, this is a really interesting piece here, where rather than a new thigh, because we couldn't get it in budget, this actually is attached to the loincloth, comes down and wraps around the back of the leg. So this is a loose vine
and it's
on
soft
here.
enough that it's not going to hinder the articulation.
So the articulation will still function just fine. That is really cool.
And he's a bit of a slimmer character on the show. So one of the things we did here is, rather than trying to do a full armor on this guy, we just did it again where it's just the vines wrapping around. So the overall width of the torso remains nice and compact based off of the inner torso, and then you've just got a few parts overlapping here,
and it actually blends in really well too. I mean, you almost can't even tell that this is like an armor piece sitting over the regular torso.
Again, that's from a design and sculpting standpoint, that's just fun, because it's a challenge, but it's a fun challenge. It's really, especially if you can make it work, and luckily it did. And then we've got, CB pointed out this accessory is a great little accessory.
Kind of like wraps around and then he holds it in his hand. Very cool. That is neat.
It's got that look where I'm having a little trouble with it here. I am on camera. I'm nervous.
That's right.
But where he's shooting it out of his hand. So you've you manipulate it, it'll work.
Right.
And I'm sure big fans, eagle-eye fans, will notice this is not an accessory that comes with him. That scepter is a special artifact that fans are going to know what that is.
Very cool. I always love the little throw-ins like that. That is just so much fun.
That's I mean, what can we say? This stuff is just fun to work on. I mean, it's an awesome job.
And research is watching cartoons and looking through comics and looking at old toys. I mean, what kind of better research can you have than that?
No kidding. All right, well, that's going to bring us to the final piece we have here, which is one of those cool things people have been asking for a long time. We were always kind of told that we probably couldn't get it, but here it is. It's a head pack full of 2000X style sculpts.
We've been wanting to do this for a long time, too. I mean, some of these heads on here, I mean, I was a fan of the Masters stuff back in the 80s. But when we did some of this stuff with 2000X, I was really happier with the new sculptures that we did on them than the ones that were on the classic toys. Just because, I mean, it took what was there, the best parts of Masters of the Universe, and just kind of updated it. And like the clawful head, the elephant head. I mean, look at that thing.
It's so cool. I think a lot of people are going to be very happy about the snout spout head.
Dirty PVC here on the trunk.
PVC.
I'm curious to see how many people are going to replace like all their current heads with just these, or if this is going to make people seek out like doubles so that they can display both versions.
That's why I want to display both versions.
Yeah,
the Roboto, if I can't find another Roboto, then that Roboto is definitely going on my Classics Roboto head, and that snout spout. But
oh, and the buzz off too just looks so great. I love it. All of those look great.
This is exciting too, because one of the things that I love whenever we get the chance to do, and we have had the chance to do it a few times, is if there's something that fans overwhelmingly are not happy with, or they would like to see an alternate version, to be able to go back and get a second chance and fix it, basically. And, you know, and I will say, I stand by my clawful head on the original. I love that head. It's very vintage. I know it's controversial, but I couldn't be more happy to go in and do this head, and everybody who doesn't like that first head now can put this on and have the clawful that they're looking for. I mean, you know, same thing.
that would be me.
We still don't know exactly how it's gonna fall into the line, but this, you know, that's the snake form. That was one of the ones. As soon as I saw the reaction to that, I said to myself, okay, we messed it up here. And I mean, it happens, you know. We try to make the right decisions, but you can't do it every time. It's just not going to happen. And so to be able to go back in and do a giant piece like that and get to fix it is just amazing. That the line has gotten enough support over the years, and it's still going strong enough where we can actually go in and make a big change like that.
Right.
And this really, you know, I don't know that everybody was screaming for a Cyclone head 2002, but Clawful, we know for sure, was probably at least a 50-50 split on that. The snout spout, you know, many people wanted this head in the first place, and then with the complications with the original trunk, you're kind of killing two birds with one stone here. So this pack is really just a great item.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of fun.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I love it. So there's a lot of really exciting things coming out here. A lot of great reveals. Wrapping up more of the vintage lineup there. We're getting some 2000X characters. We got a new Adventures character. There's a lot of excitement for this year, I think.
We're excited.
And amazingly enough, there's a lot more to come.
Yes.
Like that's, you know, there's a lot of doom and gloom about the line, and it's completely unfounded. There's so much exciting things left to do that you know, I don't think folks are going to expect. So you know,
That's good to hear.
San
That's
Diego
exciting to hear.
Comic-Con's going to be very, very exciting.
Comic-Con's going to be very exciting. Do you hear that? I like it. I like the way that sounds.
Yeah, Comic-Con's going to be big this year. So we'll be looking.
How big?
It's going to be 8 feet tall.
What?
But yeah, we'll be looking forward to having the same walkthrough with you guys at San Diego, and you know, long live What I was gonna do the
Masters of the Universe. How about
I
that?
was gonna do the actual letters, but MOTUC, MOTU Classics. What I'm trying to mix it up. What's going on here?
Hey, well, thank you very much to Eric and CB for taking the time to walk us through this display. This is awesome, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
We'll see you all
Thank
later.
you very much.
All right, and there
Journey.
you good journey. I like it. There you go, guys. A look at the new Masters of the Universe Classics lineup here at the 2015 New York Toy Fair.
Stay up to date with Pixel Dan at Toy Fair 2015. Follow at Pixel Dan on Twitter or /Mandalorian30 on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in to your premier source for all things toys, Pixel Dan. See you again. Stay up to date with Toy Yak and Pixel Dan at Toy Fair 2015. Follow at Toy Yak Pack on Twitter or Toy Yak on YouTube.com. Thanks for tuning in and see you again.